So I'm on a road trip. If you saw the previous vids, I've been working on my pickup truck, turning it into a marketing machine, right? So first I fixed the bent bumper, then I attached the signs, I installed the new muffler, and now it was time for new wheels. And I searched online. Actually, I checked in Canada, but all the wheels were too expensive, so I checked online on discounttire.com, and they had some nice black rims, and that's what I wanted. I wanted black rims, very you know, affordably priced. And so I found the location that had these tires, and I mean wheels. So it was only the shop in Toledo, and they said they will have them in 2 days. So I gave them a deposit over the phone, and yesterday they called me. They said that the wheels are in, and so I booked an appointment and loaded myself in my truck this morning, and I'm recording this in Detroit, Michigan. And so I drove 385 kilometers from Cambridge to Toledo. And at the border, it was funny, the guy, for some reason, on his uniform it said police. I never saw police doing customs, you know, funny. Yeah, but it was, you know, Ambassador Bridge. After you cross the Ambassador Bridge, I rarely go there in my personal vehicle. So each time you have to remember which way you go, you know. And it's $5 US or $6 Canadian. 6.25 the toll was. I know in Port Huron they charge the same amount, whether it's US or Canadian, so it's actually cheaper to pay in Canadian dollars. But anyway, so here there was a big lineup because today's Saturday, and I printed out my order confirmation, you know, from Discount Tire, saying it had my name, you know, the store address, what I bought, the amount. And he says, okay, where are you going? I said, you know, Discount Tire in Toledo. And this guy is smart. He says, you're driving all this way from Canada. Why didn't you go to Port Huron store? So he knows there's a Discount Tire in Port Huron, Michigan. And of course that one is only 2 hours away from me. This one is like 4 hours, you know. So his question made sense, and I told him the truth. I said that store did not have these wheels. They could not even order them. So the only store that could order them within like 5 hour drive radius from me was this one in Toledo. And I said, I just got a call from them, the wheels are there, and I have an appointment. And they said, okay, go. And I jumped on 75, and there's construction everywhere. Jeez. And of course in Michigan, I know you gotta be very careful, because after Ontario, you know, over there everybody drives, you know, maybe 115, 120 k an hour, so 70, 75. Like as soon as you go into Michigan, people here are like, it's like a death race, you know. Everybody's doing 80, 85 because the speed limit is 70 for cars. So now I know that when I'm in my personal vehicle, like, stay the heck away from the left lane, you know, because over there people are like, shoo, shoo. So if you don't move, somebody will be on your bumper and then cut you off, you know, might even shoot you, you know. And so I went there, gave him my truck, and right away the guy says, well, what kind of tires are these? Where did you buy them? Basically starts giving me some flack about my tires, all-terrain tires. Oh, these are winter tires, you know. If you drive over 45 miles per hour, they're gonna melt. So basically he wanted me to buy a set of new tires, which are like, you know, I don't know, 250 bucks each. I said, no, we're not doing tires today. Just relax, everything is cool. And it's cool in Canada, so these tires are fine. Plus it's gonna be winter soon. I didn't notice any I did the research before, and everybody likes these Cooper Discoverer tires, you know, I have, and they look cool, you know. So I said, we're just doing this, just switch the rims, put the old ones on the back please, and rebuild the sensors, because they always say that, you know, you have to, those tire pressure sensors, you have to rebuild them. Don't just transfer them or use new ones. But new ones are like 60 bucks each, you know, and you need 4 of them. That's the sensor that tells your computer in the vehicle, you know, your pressure. And actually I don't like them because they never correct. They're very approximate, and then they start flashing, you know, warnings, low pressure, whereas there's nothing's wrong. So anyway, and it starts. Then I went to the restaurant, have some lunch. Took them 40 minutes. Came back, everything is ready, and right away people are like looking, you know. One guy came over. He was just there to do something on his truck, and he said, "Wow, that's a nice truck. What year is this?" I said, 2014. So I showed him the engine. He wanted to see the wheels. I said, "Hey, you know, I'm a trucker, so here's my card." So now I pass my cards everywhere, like another marketing tool, because on the back, on the front, it says, you know, Sergei DRATCHEV, my phone number, picture of my truck, and on the back it says Heavy Hold TV and my the actual web address of my channel. It turns out the guy is also a driver, but he just a local driver. He does garbage, you know. One of those guys trucks that have these forks, you know, in the front, and he just picks up garbage containers, drop them in the back, drop the contents, you know, in his bed, and then drop them back on the ground. And his truck was like very old pickup truck. And I said, "Hey, these are not expensive, you know. It's a 4x2, not 4x4. I don't know. I don't like 4x4. I don't drive on ice or snow that often." So anyway, and yeah, the truck looks incredible. You'll see pictures in the end, at the end. And then I decided, you know, since I'm here, there's a huge airport in Detroit Metro, right? So I thought, hey, maybe I should, you know, I don't want to drive back on the same day. Because, you know, I'm stuck till Monday. My load is I picked up the load. It's on my truck sitting in because I'm waiting for the permits. I cannot go, so Monday I'll start driving towards the border. But so basically there's no rush for me. So I booked a hotel because I have some free points. So basically I have a free night stay. And I wanted to stay. I did some research online, and for some reason there was some plane spotting. You know, plane spotting in Detroit at Detroit Metro Airport, and there was hardly any views. Like I saw 5 or 6 videos, and there's like 100 views, 200 views. Like what's going on here? And on the map it looks like a huge airport. You know. Much bigger than Pearson International in Toronto that you saw in the vid, the tricky business of airplane spotting at Pearson International. So I found this hotel very close to the airport and checked in and went in my pickup truck just to, you know, drive around, see if there's any spots where you can, you know, there's no signs, and where you can, you know, where it's allowed to stop. Maybe where you can take pictures of planes, you know, do a video. And first of all, it's a huge airport. And I remember one guy said on YouTube that he was shooting from green parking number 1. And I started driving around. I found that green parking, but of course there's a barrier, and it says $10 all day. So basically I have to pay to get in. I said, forget it. So I turned around, went back, and you know, I'm a smart cookie, so I'm always looking for those you know, those lights on posts that indicate the direction of the runway, you know, because, you know, at night, I think even during the day, right, they have these, no, at night they have these lights to signal the direction of the runway, so that, you know, airplane pilots, you know, went the right way. Because, you know, if you don't put lights on there, they will all go home, you know, and just land next to their house. You know, nobody wants that. It's too much noise in the neighborhood, so they want them go straight on the runway. And I found, and I was watching planes, and they don't land that often, but I found one direction from which the planes were coming, and I started driving down there, and then I see these poles with lights. Bingo. And there's like a road there, and every 10 feet there's a sign, no stopping, you know, no standing, no parking. And it looks like there's security everywhere, you know. And I don't see any people. So I saw a stand of like taxi cab, like holding area where these old taxi cabs are waiting for dispatch. They call them to go pick up passengers. And I pulled up to one guy and said, "Sir, do you know is there any areas here where you can, you know, legally park and just, you know, watch planes or maybe take a video or do stuff like that?" The guy says, "No, they all." I said, Is there a place where you're close to the runway?" Or he says, "No, everything is far away." He says, "The planes will be too far, you know, you cannot find a spot like that." So, which is kind of, you know, weird after Toronto, where you can sit practically like under the plane that lands, if you saw that video. And so I saw a guy driving near those poles, right, like, you know, where I saw the plane was landing. I think it was a Delta terminal, but this airport is huge. Jeez. And there was a service road right next to the fence, and it says restricted area, but it was on the fence, so I'm not trying to get in the fence, right? So there's a service area, and then I saw a little dirt kind of like parking thing, you know, just you can see that people go in there. There's maybe 3 or 4 vehicles can go in there, like near the fence, because it's all a road, like a service road, and you're driving next to the fence. But there's no signs, at least on this one. On the bigger one, there's signs everywhere, you cannot stop. But I went on the smaller road, and I'm driving near the fence, no signs, but I know I cannot stop there because there's occasional traffic, you know, you're not gonna sit in your vehicle. But I mean, it's weird. It's not like it's like in the back somewhere. It's an open road, no trees, nothing. And then I saw that little dirt, you know, parking area, no signs. You know, I'm not breaking any rules. So I pull in there, turn around, back in there, and I'm facing pretty much the landing path of airplanes, you know. Got my camera out and took a bunch of pictures. There was one plane, I took like maybe 5 or 6 pictures, you know, on a quick shutter release, in a quick shutter release mode. But it was still fine, you know, and I was still remembering all the settings. And then there was another plane, much bigger one, and I figured, okay, I need to switch to my bigger lens. So I took this 24 to 120 off and put on the what's the other one, 70 to 300, right, which is really gives you a really good reach with this DX crop sensor camera. And there's no planes, you know. Of course, they don't land like every 2 minutes, right? So I have to wait for them. So I'm sitting there waiting, and I decided to do more pictures of the wheels on the truck. And then I did that, and then I got in the truck waiting, and I see 2 black SUV vehicles coming my way. You know, black with signs, police, airport police. Geez, they have airport police. And 2 guys, not just 1, 2, you know. And the guy opens the window and he says, "You cannot sit here." And I showed him the camera. I said, "Sir, I'm just trying to take some pictures of the planes." "You cannot sit here, get going." "All right," I said, "sorry." And I was out of there. So all I did was, all I managed to do was take pictures of 2 planes. That's it. So basically, that's why these videos don't get from Detroit Metro. Now I know why there's no views, because you cannot do it. You really need, like, I don't know, 1000mm lens and sit somewhere on the roof of a hotel. And so basically it's all very secure, very restricted, you know, and runways are too far away, and that's what the guys were saying in the comments to my video over there. Everybody was surprised how accessible the airport is in Canada. So I think when I go back, maybe Sunday, I'll go back to the Pearson, because over there now I want to just take pictures. I don't want to do videos, I just want to take pictures, you know, just get them, you know, square or from the side, you know, make it crisp, tack sharp. And so here's before and after pictures of my truck. So the first ones, that's a batch I took on the way to the border. I stopped at the rest area, and so here you see the silver. You'll see my old silver factory wheels. And here's what my truck looks now. This was taken at the airport right before I got kicked out of there. And this is the view from my hotel room. Some what looks like brand new trucks are sitting here, and over there's some kind of a warehouse or trucking company. And I'm right next to the airport, but the planes are landing behind me. And there's some very old, ugly pickup truck here. And here's my baby. And that's what it looks now. American Outlaw, yeah! So that's the result of my trip. I'm very satisfied. The truck looks amazing. I'm pretty sure it's going to attract some attention.